3 goals on 5 shots in a minute and 11 seconds. You guys are watching Lubed. Let's get it on. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gene.Edwards. You are watching Lubed for December the 30th, 2022, as I recap the Edmonton Oilers matchup between the Seattle Kraken that took place in Seattle tonight at the Climate Pledge Arena. And it was an absolute Edmonton Oilers blowout. They basically bulldozed the Kraken like that building did a few years ago when they were started construction on Climate Pledge. It was a clinic out there. The Edmonton Oilers embarrassed the Seattle Kraken. And they have another 2 more matches within 19 days of this 4-game set. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're going to come with a little bit better of a response the next time. But this was a clinic that was put on tonight, and by Connor McDavid on a 5-point night, his 8th career 5-point night. So there's a lot to talk about on this particular episode. Let's dive into it. First thing we're going to talk about is Leon Draisatl. I don't even know if Leon Draisatl made the trip out, but there is something ailing Leon Draisatl as he did not play in this game. When I did my preview of this game, I mentioned that he was not at the skills competition. I didn't mention that Tyson Barrie wasn't at the skills competition, as I found out on the episode, or on the telecast tonight, that he was actually missing out of that lineup as well. But yeah, Draisaitl wasn't playing in that, and he did not play in this game, and I'm hoping that it is just a day-to-day thing, and that we see him hopefully tomorrow against the Winnipeg Jets. Dylan Halloway. Let's talk about Dylan Halloway for a second here, as he got into a scrap tonight. Dylan Halloway actually dropped the mitts after getting cross-checked in the back a few times and finally just got fed up, stood his ground, dropped the mitts, got into a little tussle. It was a quick tussle. No worse for wear when it was all done and said. But the fact that he dropped the mitts was pretty impressive, and it's also making a statement saying, hey, you know, you can't be doing that to me. If so, I will stand up for myself. So good on you, Dylan. Awesome job. Connor McDavid. This is his 8th. I can't even believe when they said that. This is his 8th career 5-point game. His 8th career 5-point game. I am so lucky to have witnessed the likes of Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, the likes of Sidney Crosby, Alexander Ovechkin, and now the likes of McDavid and Draisaitl and Austin Matthews. And starting next year, we're going to get to witness Connor Bedard. And that's not to mention the other athletes in other sports, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson. I've been treated to a lot of athletic talent. Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, Messi. I mean, it's ridiculous of what I've been able to witness in my lifetime thus far. Yeah, not to mention anything prior to my birth wasn't great. Like, I'm sure watching Maurice Rocket Richard was awesome. I'm sure watching Bobby Orr was awesome. But, I mean, those guys were far few and in between. Now they're just so tightly collaborated. Every year you're witnessing greatness, and it's amazing. Anyway, gonna stop rambling on about that. Let's get into the scoring summary from this game, as the Edmonton Oilers started off really quick, really fast. So let's get into it. Zach Hyman getting his 16th on the power play from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Connor McDavid at 2:44. Just under, about 30 seconds later, Klim Kostin, he gets his third from Janmark and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at 3:16. It's 2-0 Edmonton. Darnell Nurse at 3:55 gets his sixth from Connor McDavid and Yamamoto. 3-0 Edmonton. So that was 3 goals on 5 shots in 1 minute and 11 seconds. Few minutes pass. Jesse Puljujarvi gets in on the scoring. His third of the year from Zach Hyman and Connor McDavid. 9:58. Out goes Grubauer. They called a timeout. Or actually, I don't think they called a timeout, but basically they got a timeout out of it as the next goalie was getting ready and getting set to go in. Second period, Seattle finally gets on the board at 1 minute and 50 seconds into that period with Daniel Sprong's 11th from Ryan Donato and Morgan Geekie. Then it was Klim Kostin getting his second of the night, 4th of the year, assisted by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Darnell Nurse at 5:33. At this point in time, it is now 5-1. Then Zach Hyman makes it 6-1, his 17th on the power play from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Connor McDavid at 6:35. And the period ends with Brandon Tandoff getting his 6th of the year from Adam Larson and Vince Dunn at 7:33. 6-2 is the second period when Connor McDavid gets a unassisted goal, his 32nd of the year, already 32nd goal of the year. We're not even halfway down the season at 10:43. Yeah, this was a clinic. This was definitely a clinic put on today. I'm happy. I'm extremely happy with that result. I am going to dig up the X Factor now for you as we get into that.
Richardson, the McGillis, scores! The Edmonton Oilers have tied the game! A stunning come from behind!
All right, I got to give it to the start. The start that they had tonight was pretty much the whole game. I know you could say McDavid got the 5-point night. I'm kind of going to start executing these X Factors on one particular thing instead of several things, because realistically, there is one reason why you win games and why you lose games. There's many things that happen, but there's usually one thing that really stands out in the event of a win and a loss. And today, the start stood out, especially for a team like the Edmonton Oilers that have been struggling on their starts all season long. This start was incredible. And that's my X Factor for tonight. That takes us to the standings now. The Edmonton Oilers now have a record of 20-15-2 for 42 points. Meanwhile, the Calgary Flames, who are sitting in the last wildcard spot, have a record of 17-13-7 for 41 points. And they are all chasing the Vegas Golden Knights with 50 points with a record of 24-12-2. So there you have it, guys. I will be back tomorrow to do a preview on the Winnipeg Jets game. To all of you guys, I probably won't get a chance to talk to you tomorrow because a lot of you guys may not be watching the game because you have New Year's Eve festivities going on. I just want to wish you guys all the best in the new year. Thank you for supporting me. Those that are coming across this channel for the first time, feel free to hit like, share, and subscribe if you like the content I bring. And as always, stay healthy, stay happy, stay hydrated, and especially for tomorrow, stay extra hydrated. We will talk soon. Happy New Year. Tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite, they feeling.